everyone, it's Machina Corpse with me, Chandra Free, and
I'm Stephen Emont.
I'm glad he remembered. We're now going to be talking about John Died on a Monday, the webcomic.
Alright, so we've been posting comic strips for a few weeks now, a few months now. And it feels like a good time to say, what is John Died on a Monday? Why are we doing this? Alright, so let's talk about like how it started, which pretty much started when we started hanging out.
When we started hanging out, so this is like 2017, where like he's coming down to New York City where I used to live, and we just go around Brooklyn and like all other parts of New York, and we're just like goofing on things.
I associate all of our conversations with, it very quickly became John Died on a Monday. It was just us goofing about all these characters, cartoon all-stars to the rescue.
So that was a big one because we watched it together on my projector in my apartment.
With all of the Garfield cartoons.
With all the Garfield cartoons and all the 90s nostalgia dance music you could ever possibly want.
Did you know this song is about Dave Coulier?
The guy from Out of Control.
No, the guy from Full H-Weight. Yeah, but who thinks of Out of Control before Full House?
It was funny. I liked it.
Okay, so when did it actually become a thing where we're drawing it and coming up with actual characters, and it's not just, you know, Sonic the Hedgehog, and it's our version of certain characters?
Well, one of the great things about this comic is having these beloved characters from our childhood and our teenage years curse. Curses are funny!
Especially coming out of
like Garfield!
90s comic characters. So these are characters cursing, dealing with real life and bills and jobs and depression and all these things that you wouldn't necessarily associate with 80s and 90s nostalgia characters, but that's what's kind of so fun about it. When you see these characters, you kind of know who they are.
Yeah, archetypes of characters. Like, you have an idea, you have their backstory, but now you're with them in the present as they are adults. And much like Cartoon All-Stars, the characters are pitted against each other, like Smurfs, Alf, Garfield, and Bugs Bunny, and all that goofy stuff. So they have a weird inner working relationship very similar to what we're doing here, but with a kind of Clerks and 2000s and 90s kind of sensibilities.
Clerks because they work in a bodega, because it's like this black and white, like dialogue heavy, idea heavy thing.
Yeah, we know Al and Garf aren't here. Give us the candy or we'll make a mess.
You little terrorists. Maybe your folks gave up on you, but not me. I'm a good dad. I see you kids. I was one of you. Once, believe it or not. Now why don't you tell me what's really going on? It's a safe place here.
Check it out, Danny. And pissing on the shelves.
So we have our 80s characters, we have our 90s characters, lots of pop culture references and nostalgia. And we also have the 2000s, which I think for us, we both kind of came of age creatively during the 2000s. We're both really into the kind of indie works and auteur things that were happening. Stuff like Daniel Clowes, indie graphic novels, slice of life, autobiography stuff, lots of writer-director movies, things where you can really kind of put a lot of self-expression in. And I think even with John Died on a Monday, we have all these big colorful characters, but we could kind of put our ideas and our concepts through into this universe. It's basically a big canvas to paint with.
Am depressed. Man, I am sad, lonely, depressed and so tired all the time. Sometimes I think I don't have anything at all. Just a dark room of people quietly looking for the exit. It's over there, by the way. And ain't that a metaphor? Isn't that life? A set you bomb, all the crowd empties out one by one. And here I stand alone before you without a single fucking clue of what I'm supposed to do next. Maybe the sun will come out tomorrow.
So eventually, I think I found myself at a point where I didn't know what I wanted to work on. I kind of wasn't working on anything for a while, and it seemed as good a time as any, like, let's maybe actually try to make this. It was just always something that was interesting, but never quite felt real. So even when we started doing these strips, we had shits and giggles. We had fake names.
We had fake names. I was a seagull, and you were a pretzel.
And then eventually it was like, I don't think people know that we're actually doing these
And no one
comics.
cared because no one knew what the heck was what we were doing.
And that brings us to now. So,
What were we talking about?
okay, so I started doing this comic. You did some guest strips. Started posting them on Global Comics. And we did, I think, like 25, 27, 28 strips. And basically that was finding the voice and the tone and what the comic wanted to be, which to me is a lot of panels, maybe not so much to Jan. But now we are starting the second arc. I've really figured out what the tone of it is, what the comedy is. And now it's taking all these little characters and jokes and things that we've started and building it into something bigger. There's a mystery as to why John died on a Monday. Was he killed? Who killed him? There's going to be all these characters that have been introduced in the first 20 to 30 strips are now kind of characters in a bigger arc, in a bigger story.
So here's our call to you. Please read our comic. Just read it. Read it. Go over to Global Comics, like, comment, subscribe. All those things help. Tell your friends about it. Retweet. The more we get out there, the better chances it is that we're going to continue doing this. Is that a threat? Scratch that.
Chan and I have both done a lot in the industry and comics and young adult books. I think we're both at a point in our career where we really want to set our own footprint and do things on our terms, do the kind of comics that we want to do that not a lot of people are doing. I mean, I don't think anybody's doing something like this.
Here at Machina Corps, we're still trying to get our footing on what we want to do as a company, but right now we're focused on our own personal projects, like John Died on a Monday and The God Machine.
We definitely can't do it without you, so if you see things that we post and you enjoy it, if you chuckle, say something, just hit retweet, like anything helps. We want people to find this comic that we're putting so much energy and heart into.
I'm on the socials right now, like I'm the voice behind John_died.
And we'll see you on Twitter and Instagram and TikTok, I don't know, wherever, YouTube.
Somewhere. Wherever we posted this.
Nah, don't give me that shit. You got money. You're famous. I know it.
Hey, fucker, listen. I'm not in a cartoon. I'm not a phone. I'm not a shower curtain. I don't have any books or stuffed animals or decals or anything. Okay, I work in a shitty bodega. I make no money and I live in a roach-infested box. I need to make my train so you can take the twink dog or not.
Hey, oh fucking take the fucking twink dog, you liar. Go fuck yourself, okay?